we are back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Cardi B's Outside is unfortunately tanking on Payola, which has a lot of fans worried. Unfortunately, in the last week, Cardi B's Outside has only been doing like 200,000 streams a day. Okay, and it keeps going down every single day. The total streams are 18 million since it's been released on Payola. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but a lot of fans are worried about the hype for her next single. They feel like, Downside is a flop, and I agree. Not only that, though, Cardi B subliminally responds to the lawsuit of her throwing the mic at a fan, I believe in 2023, because they threw ice at her. She quoted a fan that said, "My lawyer is he gonna chew up the charges," okay? And Cardi not worried, okay? Here's the thing, though. I feel like Cardi B should be worried. At the end of the day, I don't know if throwing ice is equivalent to throwing a mic. And you were telling people to throw ice and water at you. Okay, that's all been documented. Now, she could try to settle out of court. I think that might be a good idea. Hypothetically, she could win. She can say it was self-defense, though. Do I think it was self-defense? Absolutely, positively no. Okay? Cardi B is a monster, in my opinion. She's a degenerate. She has a nasty attitude. And on top of that, I think that she gets away with being violent towards Black people. Now, unfortunately, Devil Nation has won again. It is not looking good for Mob Radio. So it has been reported that Mob Radio, who is being sued for defamation by Megan Thee Stallion, must pay $5,000 to cover Megan's attorney fees. A federal judge ordered Milagro Cooper to cover the cost of Megan's lawyers having to force the disclosure of Milagro's texts and other possible evidence, okay? So that's how much it costs for them to get the text messages that allegedly Milagro deleted. That's how much it costs for them to get that information and send it to the courts. So she got to pay for that. So that's not even what fully covers Megan Thee Stallion's lawyer fees, because her lawyer fees, Devil Nation pays for Megan's lawyer fees, and that's like 7 figures a year, okay? Alex Sparrow ain't cheap. So with that being said, $5,000 ain't too bad, but that's not what Milagro gonna have to pay once she lose this defamation case, which no shade to Mob Radio, but I do see her losing, okay? Because one thing about Devil Nation, somehow, some way, they always win in court. Okay, it never works in your favor when you go up against Devil Nation in court. Somehow, some way, they win it. Even if they don't really deserve to, because I really don't feel like Megan was defamed. I feel like she just wants to control her narrative amongst the blogs. She's trying to scare a lot of the blogs from posting negative things about her. This is a scare tactic, and it's easier to go after Milagro than it is to go after like a Joe Budden. It's easier to go after, Mob Radio instead of Wackademics. Now, she subpoenaed Wackademics, but she ain't suing Wackademics, okay? But it's easier to go after her because then it scares other, especially urban blogs, from saying anything negative about her. So this is a scare tactic, okay? Let me know how y'all feel about it. And do you feel like Megan Thee Stallion will get her money? Okay, she gonna get that 5K. So let me know if you think that she actually gonna get it, or do you think that Milagro will finesse? Now, speaking of Devil Nation has sent out a PSA on Onika Tanya Mirage. But first, Nicki Minaj's old friend from way back has came to Nicki Minaj's defense in the blogs when it comes to Camel Face and his lawsuit with Ramir, his alleged son, which Ramir has basically withdrew. He withdrew the lawsuit. And Nicki Minaj's best friend said withdrew because he was paid. He'd rather take hush money because he knew he was never going to be acknowledged as family. Okay? So here's the thing with people believing that Ramir got hush money. He said out his own mouth that he wants to refile, okay, for money. How can you refile if you were paid? You can't refile and get paid hush money. That doesn't make logical sense. If you want to know what really happened, it's on Patreon. What really happened and why he really withdrew. He didn't get paid a dime. Okay? Camel Face and Queen Bee don't cough up money easily. You're going to have to pull it out of them. He should have stuck by with getting that paternity test, but he probably was never going to get that either. No shade. With that being said, though, Camel Face has sent out a PSA, unfortunately, on Nicki Minaj. The PSA is that Devil Nation and TDE artists, okay, will not be able to work with Nicki Minaj. And I'm sure most of them probably weren't going to work with Nicki anyway, because SZA turned down a collaboration from Nicki Minaj back in 2020, okay? Nicki Minaj never really denied that she turned down a collaboration, okay? She just said, SZA was untalented. SZA did not write for her. SZA was trying to push that narrative. Low-key, SZA deserved 50,000 lashings for trying to act like she was writing for Onika Tanya Mirage. That was silly. But she did try to push certain narratives. But SZA, Kung Fu Kenny, unfortunately, Rihanna is not putting out music. Musically, Rihanna's washed up. Let's just be honest. No shade. But Rihanna, Ira Star, whoever is signed to Devil Nation and TDE will not be working with Nicki Minaj. A PSA, a memo has went out, and even certain other artists will be boycotting working with Nicki Minaj, okay? Dolce definitely won't be working with Nicki. And I can see a lot of the female rappers not working with Nicki, even if they're not signed to TDE and Devil Nation. Now, will this hurt Nicki Minaj's career? Absolutely, positively no. Now, I do feel like features won't come as easy. I do feel like a lot of people will be reluctant to work with Nicki, even though Nicki's very successful. If SZA and Doja Cat, who don't even have 1/10 of Nicki Minaj's talent, were turning down Nicki Minaj collaborations, I can see other people doing that because of what she has said about Camel Face and other people within the industry. Okay, for that reason. I still think that Nicki Minaj, if she played chess, will definitely be able to have another successful era, of course, and she has the talent to do so. Nicki just needs a really good team behind her. A really, really good team to turn a lot of things around. I'm talking about like just having a complete positive era. That's all Nicki really needs. An era with no drama, no nothing. Just strictly music videos, and, festivals and concerts. That era, if she could do that, is going to be seamless for her. It would be no issue because Nicki's still an icon. Look at how she's going viral on TikTok. People still care about Nicki Minaj. Okay? It's just that I think people don't like when she's attached to the drama. So I think Nicki definitely next era could have a really successful era. She just got to play chess and, stick with the music. Now, did Queen Bee clock Rihanna? That's what the fans are saying in the streets. Now, as you guys probably know, the Ash Miracle Show has always been a big fan of Rihanna, but unfortunately, the fans on social media are saying that Rihanna starring in Smurfs was a big fat flop. okay? Because it only grossed 48 million at the global box office first week, okay? Now, fans are comparing this to when Queen Bee was in The Lion King, which did 543 million on the global box office, which is way more than 48 million. Now, obviously, The Lion King, that's a big franchise, okay? I don't know if you really can compare it, but I thought the Smurfs would at least do 100 milli. You know, the Smurfs, that's a kid's movie. But I'm not shocked that it flopped. First, the soundtrack is trash. No shade to Rihanna. That song she put out called Friend of Mine was terrible. Okay. Now, I don't think the full soundtrack is out, but I'm sure it's going to be garbage too. I mean, she got DJ Khaled and Cardi B on a song that came out a few months ago, and that song was trash too. So that's the thing with Rihanna musically. It's become a laziness, okay, when it comes to the music. Like the Friend of Mine record, that was AI, in case you all didn't know. I think Beyonce puts more effort into every project that she does, whether it's music, a movie, documentary, even Sacred. You can tell she put a lot of time and effort into Sacred, and that's why it's successful, even though her other businesses might not have had that type of success. I feel like Beyonce's work ethic is just better than Rihanna's. You know, Rihanna is only putting effort into Fenty, and even then, that started to slack, and that's why she lost $400 million. Okay? So I just think overall, I think it's based on effort. I would rather see a Beyonce concert or Beyonce project than anything Rihanna, because Rihanna comes off lazy. If you get knocked up every year and that's the only thing you really do, then why would anybody come see a movie that you're in? That doesn't make sense. And, you know, it's no shade to Riri, because, you know, she's still the queen of makeup. You know, a lot of the girls trying to get like Rihanna and get their makeup line as successful as Rihanna's, and they can't. She's still the queen of makeup. But when it comes to movies, no shade. When it comes to music, you know, her discography is great, but that's 8, 9, 10 years ago. If we're talking about her discography now, is non-existent. Okay, she do like soundtrack singles here and there, and they be trash. Okay, we gonna have to keep it 1,000. Let's just keep it 1,000. Go outside and touch some grass, Navy. Rihanna ain't that girl musically no more, and she definitely not the girl movie wise. So I'm not really shocked. Okay, plus there's a lot of competition. I think Superman just came out, and Fantastic Four. She got a lot of competition. So she should have tried harder if she wanted it to do big numbers. Now, moving on from that, Kid Laroi and his crusty face will be receiving 50,000 lashings. Okay. He came out and he said him and Tate Murray are on good terms amid breakup rumors. Allegedly, he's kind of confirming that they did, in fact, break up, which to me was giving PR anyway. This was definitely giving a PR relationship, so nobody really cares. The point of the matter is, then a fan, or was it Kid Laroi, posted on Twitter that somebody in Kid Laroi's team was posting negative things about Tate Murray. And he responded quickly and said that he had nothing to do with this, and he is trying to get these posts taken down, and he is going to investigate. He's going to hire an investigator to get the post taken down. And if he finds out if it's anybody on his team, they're getting fired. My whole thing is Kid Laroi is not that relevant for your team to be sabotaging you and posting negative things about Tate Murray. Tate Murray is hotter than you. That wouldn't even logically make any fucking sense, okay? I believe Kid Laroi posted negative things about Tate Murray. He was probably upset at her. They got into a fight, and that's why he was on the yacht with them two bimbos, one from Love Island. And now he's trying to backtrack. That's what it's given, okay? You ain't fooling me. Why would your team post negative things about Tate Murray? It just doesn't logically make sense. You're not even hot enough for all of that. You're not Justin Bieber, The Weeknd, Bruno Mars, Chris Breezy. Like, Your team posted negative things about your girlfriend for what? That doesn't even make any sense. She's hotter than you. If anything, it would make more sense for Tate Murray's team to be doing that, to post negative things about you, because you coming off like a leech. So 50,000 lashes, I think that this was a PR stunt, and it failed miserably. Now, Harry Bussy Diddy will also be receiving 50,000 lashes. Oh, hell no. What is this nigga up to? He posted the eye emoji on X, okay? A lot of people are saying that he is out. He is free. But that logically don't make sense because his hearing for his sentencing is not until September. Okay, so it's not September yet. We still got a month. Okay, a month and a week. So it doesn't make sense as to why he would be out now, and they did not schedule his sentencing. But a lot of fans are speculating that he is out or he's getting a very light sentence, and that's why he posted that eye emoji. Oh, Lord, Diddy is about to be free. Cassie, if I was you, and I'm serious, this is literally no jokes, I would leave the country. If I was you, Cassie, I think somebody need to tell her it's not safe out here in these streets for you and Alex. Leave the country now, okay? Because one thing I do know, if you free and Diddy free, he coming after you, bitch, okay? It's no shade. It's really no shade. He's coming after you. Leave the country now. I just can't believe Luigi's in jail, but they letting Diddy free. What the hell is going on, this bitch? Welcome to America, where our words can roam the streets free. Okay? It's amazing to me how he can roam the streets so fucking free, but Luigi gotta stay in prison and get the death penalty. That is just... It's really ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Now, Nicki is still going after Devil Nation. She responded to chart data and said, "What's the most iconic debut single of all time?" She responded, "Rico by Desiree," allegedly. They done texted your little silly ass to start tweeting distractions, huh? Okay. I was a little confused by that tweet because I feel like chart data... they tweet about music, so I mean, I don't know. I was a little bit confused by that tweet. But with that being said, Nicki Minaj also tweeted, "Ain't this ish wild?" and at camel face with a question mark, okay, on X. So let me know how y'all feel about it. Nicki's still going after them. That's all I really gotta say. Nicki's still going after Devil Nation. And it looks like she still want her money. Okay? I think the only way she gonna get her money, though, if she go to court. I don't think she gonna get it anywhere else. I don't think they care about these tweets. So, with that being said, though, I have some very hot tea on Malcolm Jamal Warner's death, and also camel face. Link in description on Patreon, and I hope you have a great day.